Eh, my God.
Eh, my God.
Oh my God.
Let's get into it.
Oh my God.
My God, Ellen Marlowe wearing some color. There must
I
be a
know.
reason.
There is a reason, and it's because we're here for the Clique Book Club. So, in case you missed it, I'm Ellen Marlowe. I played Kuh-laire in the Clique movie, and you are
Lacey Harrison, who did write the series. Thank you.
How many Clique books? I mean, seriously,
23.
that's insane. But
Yep.
today we are focusing on number 5, which is
Oh,
wild.
God.
I can't believe we're already to number 5, which is The Pretty Committee Strikes Back. And I think I did pretty okay on my color
You did.
chord.
You did.
Yeah,
I'd like to see a little yellow in your blazer. Is that yellow or white? Is
It's
that
a-
what's
okay.
that? It's a shirt?
It's a wrap
Oh,
dress.
wait, that looks like Diane von Furstenberg.
It is. It's from my time at DVF.
Nailed
yeah.
it. I'm so
Yes.
proud of myself
So-
because I'm only seeing you from like the waist up, pretty much just shoulders. And
Yeah,
arm.
and you better believe I do have sweatpants on under this wrap dress. But
It's
like,
the
of
Zoom
course.
mullet. I really
Oh.
think it's like a Zoom mullet.
Absolutely. But yeah, I felt this has a little like orangey yellow like in this print.
Okay.
And so I
I
was
guess
like,
my
okay,
cataract
that's
surgery is still a little challenged on the recovery.
for sure. But that's really like the only like true blue thing I have. So I was like, we're gonna make it work. But
You did.
anyway, how are you? What's going on?
Good. I'm good. I am preparing to move again. So take a long look at this sad background because you're not going to see it for very much longer. I don't know what the new one is going to look like, but in 2 weeks, we are moving again to another house that this one will not have any mold. So there will be a recovery period there. So we've just been doing a lot of like shopping for home stuff and
Fun.
I'm getting kind of inspired now. I'm excited to
sure.
I like to change it up. I hate the move, obviously, process. Show me someone who actually enjoys the moving process. Like there's got to be someone on planet Earth. There's like a kink for everything.
Yeah.
But do you think that there is a kink for I just love packing and the physicality of moving? Maybe just like movers because they get paid.
Well, I know people. I had an ex-boyfriend who loved to help people move. Like he
That's a kink.
loved he had like a weird fetish for being the dependable one in moments that suck.
Okay,
So
I like
he was
it.
like and had like muscle. Like he was like big and strong. And so he would like help move your couch. You know what I mean?
And then
Stuff
get like
that.
he loved the free pizza on the other side of it, probably.
100%. Give me like
Yeah.
a Bud Light and a pizza. Yeah, absolutely. That was
Well,
totally the vibe.
Send
So
me his number, please. I'm going to need him in a
my
couple
God.
days.
Oh.
But I do get so excited about a new location, new energy,
Right.
fresh start. I love that.
Totally.
I do. So I'm excited.
Totally.
What's going on
my
with
God.
you?
I mean, life has been lifing. I got back from New York last night. I had the best time in the city with my friends and out at my brother's house. It was just so dreamy and like the reset that I really needed. And I'm back in Austin as of like less than 24 hours. So I'm home. I was like unpacking, grocery store, blah, 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 blah. Checked all the things off of the list for the day. And now we get to talk about my favorite book in the Clique series, The Pretty Committee Strikes Back.
As you know, but I don't know, who knows? I have not revisited these books since I wrote them, 20 something years ago.
Right.
And it is so interesting to read these with distance and to I'm not reading them to edit them. And the first Clique book, when we read it, I was so hard on the writing. And I've sort of eased up on that. Not that I don't have notes on the writing, but I've kind of transcended that level of perfectionism and I'm just in the story and the characters.
Right.
Is it so weird to say I loved this book and I made myself laugh out loud
Yeah.
many, many times? Like,
It's great.
that's weird, but I guess it would appeal to me because it's my brain
Right, but it's
appealing
so far
to my brain.
removed. It's like reading an old diary. It's so far, you're so far away from it. You know what I mean? I'm sure there were so many things you're like, I do not remember that at all. So of
At
course
all.
it's funny and entertaining because like it's gone from the memory bank. But also in terms of you being hard on yourself about the writing, do you think that each book is getting better and better in terms of your writing?
Yes, it is,
Like,
but there's
it's like
still,
both
when I
things.
say nitpicking, this book was tight plot wise and we can get into it. It was
Yeah.
just a lot of like twists and turns at every corner and I loved it.
It's so fun.
You know, there's some things a little too much description that didn't need to be there, like little nitpicky things,
Interesting.
more like red line edits, whereas nothing big picture. It is getting better, but I'm
Yeah.
better now for sure.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
hope.
But
Yes.
okay, so this is personally my favorite book in the series. And when I was starting this entire venture with you, when we would talk about the old books, the old books, the original series, I guess I should say, the one that stuck with me the most was Pretty Committee Strikes Back. And then there were others that I reread that I didn't remember at all.
Yeah.
Like, I did not remember Dial L at all. And then I reread it recently and I was like, this is so fun and so good. I can't believe this one didn't stick with me for whatever reason. I don't know why. But this one really stuck with me. This book, I feel, is such a fan favorite. I hear the most references about this series as a whole from the first book and from Pretty Committee Strikes Back. There's a lot of fanfare around this book. So I'm wondering, do you understand why? And why 100%. Do you think that is?
I know exactly why, and I didn't until I reread it. I never could have answered that. I would have said, oh, is it because the packing list and that was funny? Or, oh, because they went away with the boys and that's fun. Mm-hmm. But in reading it, it was so different than the ones that came before it in that there is a little bit of infighting, but the girls are really showing their friendship. And it really helps you understand why they're friends in the first place. Because if it just kept going on with all of this infighting to the degree that it was before this book, you'd eventually go, I don't even believe these girls like each other. Why are they friends? Like, this needs to stop. Just break up and move on. And this book showed a lot of vulnerability from Massie, a lot of Claire and Massie working together. And it was just a more emotional book. And it was an insecure book. Like Massie was so insecure. And I think for readers to see the girl that they look up to insecure, not in a pathetic way, like, you know, I think I'm ugly,
but in a human way.
In a very human way.
Right.
Like, I am in above my head. I don't know how to kiss a boy. I'm going to look like a fool. I mean, who hasn't been there? And so she was so relatable. It wasn't just, oh, I can't relate to her because she's gorgeous and rich and she's an alpha and I'm not. So I'm more just aspirational around her. But in this case, she was me. I was her.
Right.
That's why I think. Why do you think?
I think it's a lot of things. The girls really do come through for each other in a lot of ways, as you mentioned, and just in the way that they come through for Kristen at the end. Like, it's like they come through for each other. They're ride or die through all of the ups and downs. But also, I think being a reader at this time, there was such curiosity around boys, and I think we were all having these feelings. It was highly relatable to be reading about, you know, the kissing clinic and all of that. I mean, we were doing stuff like that. The one last thing that I'll say about why I think it's a fan favorite is the fantasy element of it, of them taking the Louis Vuitton suitcases and the Ralph Lauren aesthetic cabins that are like a Four Seasons. Like, oh my God, all of the descriptions of the setting, everything going on is super fantastical, like turbocharged. And then what's even crazier is that it gets even more turbocharged in Dial L when they go to Hollywood. Talk about fantasy. It really like ramps up then. So those are the reasons that I think it resonated for me and why it's my favorite and why it's a fan favorite. But let's get into the whole story. So
laughed out loud so many times.
We finished
crazy.
Invasion of the Boy Snatchers. Nina's gone. Thank God. We can all take a breath. JK. The drama has only begun because Claire has like seriously stepped in it by kissing Josh Hotz, who is Alicia's crush. And then they have to prepare for this whole trip. Pam is icing Claire out. Like, let's just go beat by beat.
Yeah, it's the first boy-girl interaction because they both go to private schools and they're going to Lake Placid to learn how to survive in the wild.
Where did you get that idea from?
We did that in 7th grade. We went to a place called Claremont. And it was boy girl. Obviously, I was in a co-ed school. And it was all about learning how to read maps and build igloos and survive in the wild. And it was so exciting because we were like living with the boys in 7th grade.
It is so exciting.
But it was also so funny because none of us gave a shit or wanted to learn how to survive in the wild. Like, there wasn't a hunger, like, please teach me because I think I'm going to be in this situation. Like, we're upper middle class Jews. Like, we're hopefully like never going to be in that situation.
Totally.
At least we didn't think so then. It's all entirely possible now.
But it's not even about that. It's not even about the survival instincts, which I love that you put in there because it makes for so much fun. You know, it really does. Like, all of their the things that they're doing out in the wilderness because they're the last people that should be out in the wilderness. Like, let's be real. So it's very funny. But even so, like, I remember in middle school, we did a Disneyland trip for choir. We had a choir competition at Disneyland and we stayed the whole weekend. It was like a 2-night staying in the hotel. Oh my God. We were calling each other's hotel rooms, girls and boys. Like, it was so chaotic, but such a core memory. And like the jitters that came with that of like, we're going away for a weekend and staying in a hotel. Like, the boys are down the hall. That was crazy. So exciting.
And also, I went to sleepover camp my whole life. So I was away for 2 months in the summer, sleepover camp, co-ed. So the whole like sneaking into the boys' cabins and the flirting when you have free time and all of that is so burned into my psyche. I mean, it was such a big part of my development that a lot of that went into this book, those feelings and the excitement and all of it.
So good. So Cam is icing Claire out. Not good. Claire's also like kind of panicking and Massie's guiding her like, Alicia cannot find out that you kissed Josh Hotz. Like, shit is going to hit the fan.
Right. But Alicia knows that Josh likes somebody and he kissed somebody. So she's on the mission to find out who it is. I mean, Nina's gone, but the aftermath and destruction that she left in her wake is irreparable. I mean, she really blew things up for these girls. So Massie is trying to regain her status. So when Nina left, she left as the sex expert, which I cannot believe I just said that. We're dealing with seventh graders. But she was the sexpert and Massie was trying to regain her status. And so she had to become the kissing expert that was now going to teach all these girls who are going away with boys for the first time how to kiss. Problem was, A, she had no idea, and B, she was terrified. And yet she's leading this clinic called Muck, Massie's Underground Kissing Clinic. And the irony, and what was so sweet about it, is Claire did have experience because she had just kissed Josh.
Right.
So Massie had to really lean on Claire, and they had this secret, and it was so sweet, and it was so supportive. And very, very funny. And they had to really trust each other for the first time. It was just a nice break from the fighting.
Right. Vulnerability. Exactly. Like, and for Massie to be like, I don't know what I'm doing, actually, is so rare. Never happens.
It probably, I mean, I have to read the books that follow, but I don't think it happens much again. But it's enough to know if you're reading the whole series, there is a human in there and I can have sympathy for her and I can care about her. She's just not a two-dimensional monster. This is why we cared about her, because we saw Massie can be just like us.
Also, constantly needing to gain control. So the packing list.
Okay.
Let's talk about that because this is all in the on-ramp to the trip, right? So Massie writes the most epic packing list. It is burned into all of our memories. I think since reading this book in 2007, I have written a packing list for every single trip I've ever gone on. Has this always been a thing that you've done? Like, how did that come to be?
It was a funny bit for starters, but it's also very me to do, like to get ahead of it, get organized, wrap my head around it. What is not me, but what Massie did is she had everyone over for a sleepover so they could coordinate it. And she decorated her room like a camping setting so that they could get in the mood while they went through their packing list. I actually don't like when people are like, what are you wearing? What are you packing? I'm like, can we all just do our own thing?
Like, it's the Bachelorette effect. And that's also why the new book is so exciting. So fun.
I know.
All of these things just come right back in.
Yes. So I'm almost tempted for humor to read the packing list. And maybe it's something that if, listeners are having a hard time falling asleep, like this might be the thing to put on. I'll try and make my voice as soothing as possible or just listen to it at like quadruple the speed. Actually, maybe I'll read it in lieu of the NFL list because oddly, and I wanted to mention this, there's not really a big NFL list in this book, no fly list of things that wouldn't fly today. The last book with Nina, it was like, there should be a search warrant out for everyone involved in that book. And this one is relatively clean and innocent.
It's like the themes are so different. So there's not a lot that wouldn't fly in this one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things like an Indian blanket or, things that we just...
They called someone a gimp too. They referred to someone as a gimp.
Chris Plover, a gimp. Little things like that, but it is nothing compared to past books. So maybe we do the packing list as
I love it. And I also love that at the top it says confidential. Because God forbid the packing list get leaked to other girls at OCD, then they would all wear the same outfits. It would be Armageddon.
Well, that's the thing. And Massie said, there's no cute stores in the Adirondacks. So if other people copy us, we can't go out and get ahead of it again and start a new trend because we're stuck.
Cracking up. Yeah.
I mean, this is long. Again, quicken the speed here, people, or just take a nap. But I feel compelled. Confidential, the Pretty Committee's master packing list for Lake Placid. Outerwear, cropped bomber jackets with furry hoods, nothing past the knees, wool and cashmere coats for nights, matching hat and glove sets only, strictly for warmth, nothing you would ever wear skiing. Footwear, moccasins, Uggs, knee-high only, cowboy boots for night, rhinestone-covered keds, if you dare. I think that was like a little message.
If they're going to be keds, they better be rhinestone-covered, damn it.
Exactly. Tops. Again, we're going to the woods. Sexy V-necks, earth tones only, no juicy couture sweats, jeans, purses, and tops are okay. CNC tank tops for layering, cute dresses for night, no waffle shirts or any other form of long johns you might wear skiing. Bottoms, dark wash jeans, cords, earth tones only, skirts for night, nothing below the knee, tights, no black, no long johns. Sleepwear, camis and boy shorts, end of story. Jewelry, Massie only. Necklaces, as many as the neck can hold. Diamond studs, gold hoops, rings, all kinds. Watches, all kinds. Even baby G-Shock are okay, Claire. Brooches are so out, leave them behind. Technology. Right? Time
it's
capsule.
Important. I do this though too. I'm like laptop charger, phone charger, toothbrush charger. Like
yes.
I write it all out too. So anyway, go on.
It's important.
It's
portable
important.
DVD players and chargers, cell phones and chargers, sidekicks and chargers, video cameras and chargers, iPods, iPod shuffles, iPod mini, iPod nanos and chargers, portable speakers and plugs, Bose noise reduction headphones, extra AAA batteries, digital camera and chargers, no Game Boys, antisocial. Besides, boys will have them. Good excuse to talk to them. Flashlight optional. Do they run on batteries? If so, bring batteries. Underwear, socks, bras, Alicia. Underwear, no granny panties, Claire. Sorry.
No granny panties.
Cosmetics. Face soap, body soap, deodorant, moisturizer, powder, razor, shaving cream, perfume, one for day, one for night, Q-tips, makeup remover, electric toothbrush, dental floss, toothpaste, mouthwash, tweezers, eyelash curlers, mascara, zit cream cover-up, Visine nail polish, top and bottom coat, nail polish remover, nail file, cuticle clipper, eyeliner, eyeshadow, blush, lip gloss, lip balm, lipstick, shampoo, conditioner, deep conditioner, leave-in conditioner, brush, comb, hair dryer diffuser, curling iron, flat iron, anti-frizz serum, shine serum, bug spray. Other scented candles, magazine, gum, sugar-free, lavender scented sheet spray, satin blindfolds for sleeping, slippers, bathrobes, shower cap, hair clips, and elastics.
I mean,
there it is.
You're not going to forget anything with that.
No. And if they were like, okay, I know for the new book, they're 29, but if we do yet another book where they're 49, that list is going to quadruple. And it will be glasses, contacts, contact solution, supplements, peptides.
Oh, magnesium. Yeah.
Magnesium. All of it. Hormone replacement, everything. I mean,
it doesn't look all that different than my packing lists that I make today. I mean, I'm not bringing scented candles on a trip. And here's the thing about the wardrobe that kills me. This is what's so funny, just even like rereading it and listening to you right now. What they should have brought on this trip are things like puffer coats for skiing.
Oh, yeah.
Like the way that they went the most impractical route for what they were doing. I love that they don't give a fuck about what the purpose of the trip actually is. It's a fashion show for the boys, which, as we know, the boys care so much about what they're wearing.
I mean, Derrington is still wearing his shorts.
No, all this for a boy that wears shorts in the dead of winter. Like,
dead
all
of winter.
This.
And again, my biggest note to this series is that with Derrington and his butt wiggling, I know we've talked about it before. There's no way Massie would like that guy. I just can't. Like, every time he says something, he punctuates it with a butt wiggle. Like, that's so goofy and immature. She would never, ever. I think she just liked him because he liked her first, and it's,
he's cute. And he's probably cute. Like,
he's a star soccer player.
She's an aesthetic queen. He's a star soccer player. But I'm thinking there was a boy in my middle school. You're going to fucking die. There was a boy in my middle school. Shout out Mackie Smith. I will say his name. He he was Derrington. Good looking, was like good at sports, also a good singer. Oh my God, the biggest goofball on the face of the earth, the biggest goober. And he asked me to be his girlfriend in 7th grade in front of everyone.
Ooh.
And it was so embarrassing. I did not want to date him. He gave me the ick because he was such a goof. And he literally dressed up for school in a blazer, brought flowers, and got down on one knee. No, asked me to be his girlfriend in front of a circle of the entire 8th grade. And I was a 7th grader. He got all of the 8th graders to come watch while he asked me to be his girlfriend. So I couldn't say no.
Oh my God.
I was like totally trapped.
That's kind of a like #MeToo adjacent moment where it's like you're forced into saying yes.
No, and then I literally broke up with him, quotes. Like, we didn't even kiss. I was in 7th grade. Like, nothing. I broke up with him like a week later, and I truly told him, like, you're too much of a goober. I can't take it. Like, I'm too embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, don't you think if you saw that scene, like, in a rom-com, you'd love this kid? Like, everyone would be like, oh, she's so lucky. Like,
I'm
what works
so
in a
embarrassed.
rom-com does not work in real life. Like, at all. Be careful what you wish for.
Mortified. And my brother was in his grade. And so my brother was in that circle of 8th graders watching me. My brother's like, I'm going to kill myself. This guy's like trying to go out with my sister. I'm so embarrassed. No, like the embarrassment level was at a 15, but like the cutest, nicest guy. Lovely. I'm sure he will make someone very happy. Like, just not for me. I'm a little too serious. And like, so is Massie. That's what's funny about it.
Yeah. It's a weird departure for her.
Yeah.
It makes me uncomfortable to read. I'm like cringing on her behalf. And I'm like, when is she going to wake up and realize like he's not for her?
Right. But then at the same time, and this continues on to her adult life, she does need someone to like take the stick out of her ass a little bit. Like,
she does.
She needs
and she
that.
will have that. She will have that. We're not going to say anything more than that. But this person is not silly.
No.
He's a lot of things, but he's not like goofy silly where you're like,
right.
Yeah.
I know it's not my vibe. Like, I know it's for some people. It's not for me.
No.
I'm crying. No, Cam is the vibe. Like making her CDs and like all of that. Like obsessed.
The romance between them is so sweet.
Cute.
So they go through a series of ups and downs in this, and it's really heartbreaking. You know, he's icing her out because she kissed Josh. Then Alicia makes a ploy to kiss him after they finally make up, and they have all these little romantic, like, we want to have our first kiss, but I want to make it special, and let's not talk all day, and let's meet here and have it. Like, that is really sweet and romantic. And then she, in order to have this like big overture and make up with him, she sneaks into the boys' cabin dressed as a boy. What is she wearing to look like a boy? Just Kristen's soccer uniform. And so like that made her nail.
Also, we got to talk about Miss Thing cutting her own bangs or Lane cutting her bangs. I mean, bad. That is like,
have
did
you ever done
have
that?
No.
Always.
I was a child actor. My mother would have killed me.
Yeah,
you
no,
kidding?
Every time like there was trauma in my life, I'd cut bangs. I think that's a thing. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but it did happen, and it never.
I know people who have done that. What I did do after high school, when I broke up with my very first like serious boyfriend that I dated for like 2 years, and I like, oh my God, like whole world obsessed. When we broke up, I like dyed my hair black. Literally, I've been blonde my whole life, and I dyed my hair black. Like, it's so cliche, but I was like 18, you know?
Is it just because you want to be different all of a sudden? Like you're just so sick of yourself and
it's
you're just
gaining
self-loathing?
Control and just like it's gaining control over things that are like and feelings that are not easy to control. Like when you're going through a breakup with somebody and you're like, I feel so out of sorts, I feel insane. My whole world just got flipped upside down. So let me change my hair.
Yeah, it is the weirdest thing. I remember when my grandfather died and I was incredibly close with him, and I was living in Philadelphia at the time, and my parents called me to tell me, and I was so shocked and distraught. I went right to the mirror and cut my bangs.
Yeah.
To this day, I'm like, why? Why was that my reaction? But it truly, like, you go into zombie mode with scissors, like Edward Scissorhands zombie.
Yeah. Or
edition.
If you're me, you just get a magnifying mirror and rip your face apart with like a bright light. Seriously, a magnifying mirror and a set of a pair of tweezers, and I have like an extracting tool for blackheads and stuff. Oh, no one's safe. I pick and pick. Oh, I have no nails right now. I ripped all of my gel manicure off. Like I pick. I don't cut bangs. I pick when I'm anxious.
Well,
that's what I do.
Who's winning in this scenario? Probably you. Bloody cuticles or short bangs. Although I do see Claire was living out my short bang fantasy. I've done it a couple times
Yeah.
where I do love girls with short bangs. I've always loved it.
Yeah.
And there was one line in here, like she looked like a French girl who'd have like good notebooks or something. And I was reading that and I was like, is that line just for me? Do other people know what that means?
No, like Emily. Like, yeah, I know exactly what
Yeah,
you
just
mean.
she'd
Or,
have,
or
like,
even
cool
like chic,
notebook.
like 90s girl with the short bangs, like even like a Bjork era. Like you love that
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
Love it. Yes.
So it
I've
makes
had
sense.
short bangs. Yes. I love that look.
I'm cracking up. So the kissing clinic, Massie, she tries to convince these girls that she knows what she's talking about. And they're all like, okay, lip gloss and oral hygiene. Teach us how to kiss.
She's
She
stalling.
can't.
Yeah.
She's stalling big time.
So cut to now they're at Lake Placid and these girls are getting anxious because first of all, how sweet that Massie collected money for her kissing clinic to give to Kristen so that Kristen could come on the trip. See, again, that was like, she's a good person and a good friend. And
Right.
I don't know why I had the instinct to do that here. I'm really glad that I did.
Yeah.
Because this series needed this level of emotion and heart.
Yes. Yes.
It did.
For sure.
So that was really sweet. So they go into Mr. Minor, who is their geography teacher that took them on this trip, and they sneak into his igloo to host the clinic with a bunch of candles and battery operated heaters. And first Claire comes in early to teach Massie how to kiss using a stuffed moose head.
Oh my God.
and cut to all the girls are in there and the igloo starts to melt. But there was also this running thing where Lane got her period for the first time.
Oh,
and for some reason, Claire rolled in with several pairs of underwear, like a lot. I don't know why, but she had a lot of underwear. So she kindly gave Lane an extra pair of underwear because she needed it.
Yeah.
And Lane ditched the bloody underwear in the snow in the woods. Mr. Minor.
Mortifying.
Gets the whole group together and has the underwear hanging on a stick in front of the group and says, I found this hanging from a tree at the beginning of Honeysuckle Trail.
Oh my God.
I mean, could you imagine a teacher doing this? Like with a pair of underwear on a stick?
No.
He's like, whose is
That's
this?
Insane.
And then she ditches it. They ditch it again and he finds it again. And that is, I don't know. That is so funny to me.
Beyond mortifying.
Yeah. Yeah. That did happen to
God.
me on a summer thing, but
I didn't ditch period panties anywhere, but I went on a big trip with a bunch of friends, like to Big Bear when I was probably 17 or 18. And the dog of the house, like, grabbed a pair of my dirty underwear, like, out of my suitcase and literally dropped it in the living room. And, like, the grandparents of my friend who was supervising this group of teenagers was, like, holding up my panties. Like,
no.
Whose is this? I'm like, I'm actually just gonna jump off this mountain and kill myself. Like, I cannot. It's been nice knowing all of you. I'm never showing my face again. So the fact that it was period underwear is so much worse.
Standing there with it dangling off a stick, like,
no.
Whose is this?
That's insane.
So,
and who in their right mind, like, who of these girls is gonna like raise their hand? Oh, those are mine. Oh my God, what did he think he was gonna get? But
they
out of
blamed
that
on
situation?
Alicia eventually because Alicia also borrowed a pair of Claire's underwear, and Claire's mad at Alicia for kissing Cam. Everything in this book, like right when you think, where is this going? Or this was just a funny moment, it all keeps tying back together. And it was really funny to not know where it was going, even though I wrote it again. I just didn't remember.
But then also the Derrington of it all, of him thinking, he hears that Massie's an expert in kissing and he's like, not with me. I mean, I don't know where that's happening. So then he's convinced that she's a big fat cheater and running around behind his back. So then she has to like jump through hoops and do her thing to rein him back in. And her plan works. It goes off without a hitch. She kisses him. Everyone sees. So now they know she's not a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
All
But
works
the
out in the
moment when
end.
she got exposed is literally the worst thing that could possibly happen to her. Like, I think,
Mortifying. Almost as bad as Lane's period panties.
yeah, I think she would rather fall down a flight of stairs and break every bone in her body and be in traction than have to have had that humiliation where he calls her out in front of everybody that is part of her clinic and says, no, you've never kissed before. Like, the worst for her. And the sweetest thing was that her girls rallied. The Clique girls rallied for her. They hugged her. They were actually relieved that she hadn't kissed because it made them feel less than, and like she was kind of moving on without them. And it was just this very honest moment of, God, yeah, we all are trying to impress each other and none of us are being real. And I remember hoping that that also resonated with girls that are reading it, of like, don't think that your friends that you look up to know that much more than you do. Everybody is putting on airs. Everybody's just figuring it out and trying to fit in.
We're all just doing our best. Yeah, absolutely.
We really are. And sometimes our best is a disaster. And that's when it's funny.
Totally. And also, what's really wild about this one in particular, I think because each girl, like, there's a sore spot and a vulnerability that's tapped into with each of them. And like we've said, they're all the same in the new novel. So I can't help but reflect on this book and just think about where they are now. And so let's talk about each character kind of has their own little subplot going on. Like, Alicia is chasing a boy that doesn't like her back.
Yep.
Dylan's mom shows up with a camera crew.
I forgot about that. It's so genius. So she is the host of a talk show and last minute rolls in with a camera crew and says, I want to do a piece for my show that's like this mother-daughter profile for my show. And now her mom is rolling along with a camera trying to have all these moments with her daughter. And what's worse, she ends up hooking up with Mr. Minor, the teacher.
Yeah.
And so could you imagine?
I mean, I know. And in reading that, I'm like, when you get inside Dylan's head, it's like that weekend for her is such a core memory that if she's not in therapy, that's a weekend that she should be unpacking in therapy. You know, absolutely. And it's why she is the way she is. Same with Kristen not having enough money to go on the trip. Like, these things stay with us forever.
Yes.
Of like, I was the poor friend that couldn't go on the trip. And this trip, honestly, like, I think is such a core memory for all of them. I mean, Massie has her first kiss. Again, like, super formative stuff going on.
Yeah, it actually inspired me to make sure that in the new book, we mention not too much backstory, but just a reminder of they were together for these seminal moments.
Huge.
And Dylan's story in the new book has so much to do. It's everything about her relationship with her mother. And to remember what her mother did is really helpful.
Hers especially. I mean, and then, you know, Claire is going through all of this stuff with Cam. Massie is a fraud. She's trying to convince everyone that she's something that she's not. Like, these are all themes that are in the new novels. It's always really exciting. We surprise ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
Just because we're
like, oh, we know what we're doing. We were on point.
Totally,
look at that.
Totally. But then like looking at it, it's like, it gives me even more confidence with the choices that we made.
Yes.
At the end of the day, like for sure, because this book is so strong, and I think the new book is incredibly strong. So that's just a fun little anecdote that I think is really exciting for those of us who are fans of this series. I mean, like, yeah, they're the same. Their wounds are still there.
It's pretty fun. It is so really fun. And the opportunity to reread these has just been really, it's very fun for me.
So Massie finally gets her moment in the spotlight. Everyone sees her kissing Derrington. All is right in the world. Claire and Cam are together. I mean, Alicia's like, they have their issues, Claire and Alicia. It's, you know, they're kind of at odds over the Cam of it all and the Josh Hotz of it all. But then Kristen, they sneak Kristen in.
So they sneak Kristen in, and Kristen is hiding under Massie's bed the whole time. And they just sneak her food from the cafeteria. And Kristen, who is so bored, is just reading trail maps and memorizing trail maps while she's hiding under a bed.
And of course, like, the only one that would be resourceful in this whole goddamn ragtag group of kids is the one that can't afford to go.
Right. Isn't that always the case?
For those of you watching on video, I did have to remove my mic flag. If you're watching this and you're like, where'd it go? My sound. I was having a sound issue, and I, in a rage, ripped my mic flag off. Sometimes, do you ever just like black out?
Yeah, like multiple times a day, especially when I'm driving.
Like, just enraged. Like, why?
Yes. I know. I know. I have to
Okay.
make an observation that's kind of associated with this and kind of not.
Hmm.
So last week at the fancy theater with the reclining seats, they were showing Dazed and Confused for $5, which was super fun. So I went with some friends and we took our kids and all of it. And it made me, do you remember that movie?
Okay, so I was just about to say you might be shocked by this. One, I believe that's an Austin movie,
Yes, it is.
and I've never seen it. It was
Okay.
McConaughey's big break, wasn't it?
Never has he been. I mean, McConaughey is so fucking genius in this movie. It's
Gorgeous.
crazy. And
Like,
Parker Posey's in it. I mean,
yeah.
Ben Affleck.
Is it a Linklater movie?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I've never seen it. Crazy.
Okay. It's bizarre in that it is a classic. It is
Yeah.
really about the last day of school, high school for
Mm.
these seniors in Texas. And it's odd because there's no real plot. It's very loose plot. It is really just a slice of life of teenagers,
Interesting.
and the kids that are going to be seniors are hazing the incoming freshmen, and they're all just looking for a party and looking for something to do. And it is so bizarre and well depicted, and it's just a real slice of life. And the funny thing is when we left that movie, my friend Heather and I were saying to our kids, like, we feel really sad for you because there's not a lot of that happening with teenagers anymore. On one hand, it's really great. There's no drunk driving. They're not just like getting,
No,
it
but
was
it's the
Texas in the
phones.
70s, but
It's
it's
the
the phone.
phones.
And I was reading this book thinking the same thing. If
Yeah.
kids now in the 7th grade were going on a boy-girl sleepover trip in Lake Placid, it would not be this, they would not be this socially comfortable to like
No.
pursue each other and kiss each other and flirt with each other. It's gone. And it's
Mhm.
really, really sad because I mean, they don't know how to interact with each other because the second things get awkward, which inevitably they do every second, they look to their phones. There's never a moment of this is really uncomfortable and I have to figure out how to push through it. They've just taken that off the table. So that is a skill that kids today do not have. And I'm
I
watching it
agree.
in real time and seeing Dazed and Confused and then reading this just reminded me that my kids are stunted and like generations that follow will be even worse. But you
Yeah.
might have been the last generation that got out okay. I
I was
really think.
just going to say, I really am grateful for the time that I grew up in because we had access to technology in a way that was productive. Like it was nice that we had cell phones, and it's not your call. Like when my parents were in high school and you had to call someone's answering machine. I'm grateful I wasn't in that time either. Like, but
Mhm.
I had a Blackberry. You know what I mean? Like I had a Blackberry in high school. We were BBMing, but the constant use of the phone and like the internet on the phone and just the phone being everything to us now in 2026. I got my first iPhone and Instagram really became a thing when I was like college age. And that's
Mhm.
old enough to be using an app like that. 7th grade, I believe, is not old enough to be using an app
No,
like that.
I mean, I got it in my late 30s. And
Right.
so we were raw dogging our way through everything. And
Totally.
I feel so lucky, like, oh, I got it right when I need help with maps or my memories grow. Like, it's now a tool that's really helpful for
Yeah.
my survival. But just watching these kids in this book interact in such a pure, healthy, age appropriate, flirty, crushy, kissy way is not really happening anymore. It's
No, like
tragic.
we're literally losing our humanity. And like these kids
Mhm.
are not forced to have awkward, embarrassing experiences. The way that my brother and I, and this is a gift, I don't know how close you and your siblings are in age. My brother and I are only 15 months apart. So we're basically twins. We were together all through school. We had all the same friends. We were together. And we're totally Ryan and Sharpay from the High School Musical series. And the way that we will like piss ourselves laughing talking about awkward and embarrassing stories from middle school and high school, like what a gift to have that trauma. Honestly, we're still talking about it 15 years later.
Yeah.
It's
I
never
mean, I wonder what
ending
this book
humor.
would have been if I grew up in 7th grade with a phone. Would I even be able to have these stories to tell or
No,
have
it's
these
boring.
references? Or there's nothing, there's no connection. And so it also just made me nostalgic for those like times that don't happen much anymore. sad.
No, it is sad, and that's the thing, because I grew up literally at the same time as these girls. We had AIM. There were little ways that we could do things like that, but it wasn't in your hand 24 hours a day. You had to wait until you got home to your family desktop and log on to AIM and pray that your mom wouldn't like read through. Right. And pray that your mom wouldn't read through your messages, you know?
Yes.
Like, we didn't have all of this agency and freedom with like just I can't imagine having a smartphone at that age. I mean, I had a flip phone at like 7th grade. Like, I had a cell phone. We were texting. We were like T9. Remember? T9. Like, that's what we were doing. Like, I had it, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
And then these parents that are tracking their kids and they wonder why their kids are so nervous to do anything on their own. It's shocking to me. Like, they know every move their kid is making in college. They know everything their kid is doing on a Saturday night. And then they're like, it's so weird. My kid doesn't want to go far for college. They don't want to leave. And it's like, because they have never been shown that they can handle life without you. You are constantly in their lives.
Right. And also get real. If you're tracking their location and you think that your 19-year-old's not going to outsmart you and leave their phone in a location that they don't want you, like, please. Like, I wrote that book. Like, please.
It sends a message to the kids like, I don't trust you. You shouldn't trust yourself. And just back to the dazed and confused of it all. The parents had no idea where these kids are. I mean, that's how I grew up. Like, the parents had no idea where we were.
Oh,
we didn't
rogue.
Winging a prayer. Like, let's hope. And this is a generation that is not scared to go out into the world. We've had several near-death experiences and we've survived, and we know that we can handle shit, you know? These girls
it's
the
gone.
last of it. Yeah.
I know. It is the last of it, but it is really fun to read. And the technology is such a time capsule too. It's really funny. Like them having sidekicks. Oh my God. The fiercest, like richest bitches in my middle school had sidekicks, and I was so jealous. Like, so I remember it so clearly. It's hysterical. Okay, so Kristen's there. They sneak her in, and then they all get lost.
Yeah, Kristen takes off into the woods. Like at the
she freaks out because she gets caught for being there.
She gets caught. She takes off into the woods, and then all the girls run after her. It was such a fun moment in the book because they're just cracking up. Like, they're just being goofy girls. And it's just sort of like take the girls out of Westchester, and they're just funny, and they kind of calm down when they're out of their natural habitats, and they're talking about which one they would eat if they had to eat one of them to survive. And it's just like, those are conversations we had all the time. Like,
100%. Who's the first to go? Yeah. And it really, again, like, this book really humanizes all of them. And I find this as an adult, I'm sure you found this too, when you're connecting with someone your age. I'm like, wait, you grew up in Michigan. I grew up in LA. You grew up in Pittsburgh. How did we all have the same experience in middle school?
Totally.
You know what I mean? And so, like, that's one of those moments too where it's like, it's almost like the Stand By Me moment of this book, where they're all just like banding together and talking about nonsense and funny stuff, and like being kids too. It's like, this is one of those moments where it's like they feel like kids, and the fashion and the boys and the other stuff kind of goes to the wayside.
Yeah, it's about surviving now. And funny that Kristen becomes the alpha in this situation because it's about her intelligence and the fact that she read all these maps, and she knows, like, when you're in life and death, like, nobody cares, like, who made your genes. So Kristen, in a different world, Kristen would be the alpha, and Massie would be like begging to follow along.
But then, like, they're saving her even though she's the alpha. But then there's also Dylan, who's so thrilled to be away from her mother and the camera crew. It's like, thank God.
But she pees her pants, if you recall.
Yeah. We all had that one friend who like peed their pants. Like, what is that?
That's me, probably. Yeah, she pees her pants and comes running out of the woods. They come running out of the woods, and big ending. So in the woods and throughout it all, everybody's made up. Everybody's where we want them to be. Everyone's coupled up with the right person.
Yep.
As the curtain's closing, no. One last sucker punch on the last page, which I did love to do. I'd write that like impossible cliffhanger.
Love.
And then pray to God I could figure out how to get these girls out of it. I'd take like 2 weeks off.
Yep. And be like, wait.
Get a wax, get a haircut.
What did I do?
And then go, we got ourselves a pickle. Girls get expelled.
Yeah.
Now what?
They get expelled. Now what? Which, that's a nightmare. I mean, that's like the fear of the wrath of my parents alone for something like that would send me, especially for Kristen, who's there on scholarship. Stakes are even higher. Like, you have this great opportunity. Now you're fucked. Dylan's mom is just, her expectations are through the roof anyway. Massie's parents are probably going to be the most lax. Like, we can buy our way out of this.
I agree. And Alicia's dad's like, I'm going to sue. Like, I think Massie and Alicia's parents are the type that would never blame their kids. They're going to blame the system. They're going to blame the school. They're going to sue.
You know those parents.
We all know those parents.
Yep. You know those
my
parents.
Kids never, it's the system that's fucked. It's you people that are fucked.
Right.
Hey, I think Claire's the one that would, her parents will take this
so
seriously.
Disappointed.
And
yeah.
Dylan's mom, like, whatever, checked out. She's banging Mr. Minor right now. Like, she's, I don't care.
Right. Get a set tutor.
We'll see in the next.
We'll see. Dun, dun, dun. Wait, also, we have every week during book club, we've done our State of the Union, like our favorite State of the Union. I believe there's only one in this book.
There is. And what I loved about it was not so much what Massie wrote, which is great, fine.
I love it.
But it was her compulsion to need to write it. And that is something that I relate to so much. I always say, if I'm in prison, like, I just need a notebook and a pen. I just need to be able to write. And in that moment, they took away all of her tech. She had no idea how to write anything. So she used birch bark, which we used to do at summer camp. We'd write letters home on birch bark. She'd use birch bark and her glitter, like eyeliner or lip gloss or something that she had on her. She just needed to write. And that was something I relate to.
Oh, because they weren't allowed to have their Palm Pilots and phones and stuff. That's why.
Yes.
So this was her only way to do it. And so she wrote out in earth tones, out ringtones, in field trips with boys, out field hockey with girls, in making out chickening out. I mean, if that doesn't sum up the whole book, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty genius. I love it.
It was a fun one. I really
What a fun ride.
Laughed at this one.
You're going to crack up. So next book club is the first week of June. Can you believe?
No, May. Oh, this is May.
That's, First week of June, first Tuesday of June, we will be covering Dial L for Loser, which is Claire's Going to Hollywood.
She sure is.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Oh My God. I'm Ellen Marlowe.
I'm Lacey Harrison. You should know that by now. We're at the end of the episode.
Right.
Shame on you. If you have any questions, you need any advice, you want to know about the books or anything in your life, send your questions to thestateofthereunion@gmail.com.
We would love to engage with you all. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Substack, stateofthereunion.net, which is very Clique-centric over there. We have Fan Fiction Fridays. We have Letters from Lacey. We have this podcast. It's all over there. We really go deep on the Clique on our Substack. Check it out. This is a weekly podcast. The first Tuesday of every month, we do a book club. So next month, we are going to be covering Dial L for Loser. But other than that, Lacey and I really talk about all sorts of women's issues, our generational differences, and the things that haunt us from 7th grade, quite frankly, that play into our adult lives. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast, Oh My God. We are available wherever you stream podcasts. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're also in video format on YouTube. Like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, 5 stars, all the things. I want to say thank you to our producer, Isabella Betcher, as well as our graphics goddess, Bella Tamayo. And GLUs, we love you. Lacey, I love you. This was such a fun one.
I love you, Ellen. Always.
Okay.
Love you.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.